Welcome to the next module of the Blog Builder. This is lesson 1, the first lesson in that module, and we're going to be chatting about categories and tags within your WordPress website. As always, massive welcome. I'm Brad Brown, and if you have any comments or questions, please pop them into the comments bar next to this video. So in module 2, we're going to run through the following: categories and tags. We're going to look at WordPress plugins in the next video. We'll also chat a little bit about the 3 pages I think every single website should have. We'll touch on menus as well as sidebars. So this is a lot of the nitty-gritty stuff behind the scenes that you don't actually see from the front, but makes a big difference with regards to how your site operates, and yeah, pretty important in the greater scheme of things. So let's talk about categories and tags and what they do. So essentially what they do in a nutshell is help you organize your content. And if your content is organized and is able to be found pretty easily, it's just it creates for a great user experience. And what that does too is it helps Google, biggest search engine on the planet, to sort of index your content a lot easier as well. So essentially what categories are, think of it as your cornerstone content. And I'm going to share with you something I've done on another site of mine that really works like a charm, and I want you to kind of think of your website the same sort of way. So cornerstone content, I mean, those are the sort of main themes essentially of whatever it is, the topic or of your website as you go. And tags just make things easy to find within that content. So what you need to do now is log into your WordPress backend. So I've logged into the WordPress backend as it stands right now. And if you go back to this sort of menu bar on the side and under posts, if you hover above posts, you'll see there under the add new, which was in the last video we created, there is 2 categories, one for tags, or 2 menu items, one for categories, one for tags. So I'm going to show you quickly what I've done on another website of mine with regard to categories. So it's a triathlon website. It's called the Kona Edge. I showed it to you briefly in the last video, but obviously with it being a triathlon website, the main categories we've got here are swim, bike, run, and nutrition. So those are the 4 biggies, and then there's actually a 5th one as well, but on this site where I tell individual triathlon stories. So if you click on swim as an example, it'll take you to a page where every single post is swim related. So every time I create a post that's swim related, I put it into the swim category, and it just indexes it and puts it all in the same sort of place. So that's what I mean by different categories. So if you click on bike, it'll be exactly the same. All the bike posts are together. With regards to the tags, you'll see at the bottom of this post as an example, there's a whole bunch of tags. So if I click on power meter as an example, it'll then give me all the posts that power meter is mentioned in. So if somebody clicks on that and they're interested in power meter, that's all the posts. So it's essentially just another way to categorize content, but the categories I use as the big themes, and the tags I'll put smaller sort of things in. So for instance, this is a guy's name. If I click on his name, there'll be fewer posts because he'll only feature in a couple of posts. So there we go, he's only in 2 posts. So there's an idea of what it is with regards to tags and categories. Okay, so how do you set them up? That's the first thing you need to do. So once again, if we go to posts and click on categories, let's say for instance, I'm trying to think what I can do. You'll see there's an uncategorized category. So every time you create a post, if you don't have categories, it puts it into the uncategorized category. So again, this was the first post that we created, and it says file under uncategorized. So because we didn't put it into a category, that's what it's done. So I'm going to, in order to create a new category, on the left there's one that says add new category. You can put the name in there. The slug is the actual web address, and you can have categories that fit underneath each other. So you can have a hierarchy. For instance, if I use the triathlon triathlon website again as an example, I could have swimming as the parent category, and then underneath that I could have pool swimming, and I can have open water swimming. So that's just an example of parent, but it very seldom is that happens. So with regards, I'm going to do them here. So let's say swim is one of them. Your slug would be swim, and it's all lowercase, and there's no spaces. So you can put whatever it is. So open water, just as an example. So that's what it would look like. I'm going to take that out. So let's say that it's swim, parent none. Okay, then you can put in a description. So this is all about your, I'm creating the site on the fly, so we'll see exactly what it does. So you then click add new category, and it'll put it in over here once it's saved it, and we should be good to go. It'll help if I there we go. So it's put it in there now. So description is all about this. So you can now look at, if you go click on view and just open it in a new tab, it will, at the top it says blogbuilder.co.za category swim, and it'll put all the posts that have got the swim category in, but we haven't got any, if that makes any sort of sense to you. So there we go. It'll say no criteria has matched your, so you can do exactly the same. So let's say we're going to do a bike. We'll call that bike. And then this is all about your, I'm just going to copy just to save time, all about your Ironman bike. So the more info you can put in here, the better it is, essentially. It takes a bit of time to set it up. So set up the categories. The good news is you can always add categories later, so it doesn't really matter. So we've now got 2 categories, okay? So let's say, for instance, okay, so those are the categories. So that's exactly how you set it up. When you go and create a post, let's create a new post now. So let's go all posts, add new. Okay, you'll see now on the right hand side of the categories there's option for bike, swim, and categorize. So when you create your post, you put in your title. What you'll do is you'll choose and just check the box. That's what it is. If it is applicable to both, then put it in both. Or if it's only in swim, then leave it in swim. It's as simple as that. So that's how you can add categories. You can add categories from within the blog post as well by clicking add category, and let's call it run. And we go add new category. So it doesn't put all the details that you had on the previous page, but it'll let you allow categories. So if you now go back to categories here, let's open that in a new page. The run will be there. There it is there, but it's got none of that detail, and it's just created the slug automatically. So if you want to add that description, you need to do it on this page. If not, you can do it within the post page. As far as tags go, it's exactly the same thing. So you can click on tags over here, and we'll see what tags are. On default, there are none. So you can add tags, the slug, description, same sort of thing. So let's call it, and it doesn't have to be one word. So I'm going to call it open water swimming. I'm going to call it open, and this has to be no spaces, and as it says here, it's got to have lowercase, contain only letters, numbers, and hyphens. So I'm not going to put a description in just for time. There we go. Now it's saved it. I can do pool swimming as another one. So pool swimming. So this is just an example of the tags. Okay, so cool. The tags are there now. So if I go back to my post and I refresh this, even though we haven't done anything, it won't show the tags up here. But what it does is you can choose from the most used tags as you build this website. At the moment, we haven't used any tags, but what I can do is if I type in a PO, there we go. It gives a suggestion. And then we can go open, and it'll do exactly the same. So the more tags you've got in here, obviously the more options it'll give you, and it does that there. So that's how you put your tags in. And I'm going to go test post 3. I'm going to put more content in. So let's just create another post. Again, same sort of thing, just with weird content that I... Okay, so I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to paste that content in there. And you can again set featured image. I'm going to go upload image, select files, and put another image in. So let me just find a... quick image. There we go. It's one of my wife and I. Fantastic. Okay, select, there we go. It's now put the featured image in. And I'm going to put it in there as well. So select that one and we're good to go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a category. So let's call this one swimming. Not that it is about swimming, but nonetheless. So there you go. If I go publish and I go back to the home page now, you'll see that that post that I just created is there first. And at the bottom it says file under swim tagged with open water pool swimming. So again, as we build this thing out, you will have more. You can click on swim and it'll take you to the tag with just the swim, the category with just the swim. So that's how you do tags and categories. Again, it's one of those things. The categories are much broader, much wider. The tags, you can put names and that sort of thing. And just like the sort of keywords, you're summarizing your blog post, and that will also really help Google find you in the greater scheme of things. So that's pretty much it for categories and tags. If you've got any questions, please do pop them in the question box next to this.